Halo, Halo once again with a video about Gothic with a new verb, magan, and of course there's the conjugations mag, magt, mag, magu, maguts, magum, maguth, magun, and of course he knows that there's no third person dual conjugation because that conjugation doesn't really exist. I think you would just use the standard plural. Um, then, of course, this is not a new noun, but there's a feminine noun for which is language, 𝐼𝐼𝐼, which, 𝐼𝐼𝐼 is consistent with the nominative, vocative, and accusative um, cases, accusative forms of the word. The same thing in the plural for languages. It's 𝐼𝐼𝐼dos. Then there's 𝐼𝐼𝐼dos, 𝐼𝐼𝐼dos for the genitive singular, which is similar to the most of the plurals, and then there's 𝐼𝐼𝐼dative for the dative, and then the plural forms of the last two noun cases are 𝐼𝐼𝐼do and 𝐼𝐼𝐼dom, and that's for O stem feminine nouns. Then there's 𝐼𝐼 synthesis like 𝐼𝐼 min, fati habva ether ist. My house that I have is earth, or literally house my which I have, or that I have, earth is. Then there's sol gutisko, which you notice that gutiska is now gutisko because it's followed by the definite article the, or the feminine the, so that adjective turns to o. Then there's so sol gutisko razda runa, and you'll notice that there's a little I forget the name of the mark, but it's basically a sort of angle mark that shows lengthened vowels. Runa ist, that's probably overlong, but anyways, the Gothic language is a mystery, and of course, not runa. Did I say runa? I meant runa, which this means mystery. It's similar to the word rune, actually, as well as in Old Norse. I forget what it is exactly, but it comes from a word that also means mystery, and that rune and runa are related. And of course, when you want to equate two things, or say that two things are the same thing, you use the nominative case for both words if you're equating them in a sentence in which the first thing is nominative. Then there's so far 𝐼𝐼𝐼 ist, that traffic is bad. Saguma, 𝐼𝐼𝐼, 𐌼𝐰𝐼 Halcyon magum, which is that man has a good soul. That's we can hear, or literally, that man, that soul good, he has, or it just simply has, that we, well, not necessarily we here, this is basically the infinitive to hear. It's kind of like in Norwegian where even if it's not followed by the word, å, which means to mark infinitives, when it's followed, when, certain verbs are followed by other verbs, they have a certain form in which they follow. So there's halcyon, which is the infinitive form of, which is basically, to hear. Magum, which means, we can. Then there's, an old familiar word, yanar, yonder. Well, not necessarily yonder, but, there. Yanar, �𝐼𝐼 𝐼𝐼𝐼 ist. There's a nearby river, or there a river nearby is. Then there's 𝐼𝐼𝐼ða, Sunya, 𝐼𝌼����. People want truth. Then there's 𝐼𝌼����𐌼, which means, can you speak Spanish? And of course, my answer would be no, because I only took 2 years in middle school. Anyways, that's my video, and 𐌼������🐿, I salute you, which is the literal translation, and of course, it means goodbye. And as always, the clock is ticking, and yeah, Unus, Annus.